Hello children, I am Rupam Jha and I have made this video for you all so that you learn, understand and enjoy the lesson at the same time. So I am going to tell you about the civics chapter, which is Women Change the World. As you can see a woman who is multitasking, that is, doing multiple things at the same time. What can you make out from this picture? It says very clearly that in our society, women's work is not recognized, although she is doing multiple things at the same time, taking care of a family to going to the office and doing many other things. At the same time, there are some occupations which are seen to be more suitable for men rather than women. As a result, what has happened today, women individually and collectively have struggled to bring about changes. Now children, let's have some activity. You can see the chart here which has 3 tables. One has the category and the other one male image and female image. Now what you're supposed to do is, when you think of a teacher, whether a male image comes to your mind or female, you have to put a tick in that column. Similarly, for farmer, factory worker, nurse, scientist and pilot, whichever image, male or female, or it can be both. So you have to put a tick on your own. Now once you have completed this activity, then you have to answer these questions. Number 1. Are there more images of men than women? Number 2. In what kinds of jobs were there more images of men than women? For example, when you thought of teacher, was it a male image or female image? Similarly, for farmer, you have to answer that on your own. Have all the nurses been drawn as females? Here, if your answer is yes, then you have to give the reason as well. Let's move on to the last question. Are there fewer images of farmers? If so, why? Now, what we are going to do is we will be discussing this over here. One more thing children, before we proceed with the discussion, these questions is for you all to be discussed on your own. You don't have to do these in the notebooks. Now coming back to the last question, when you thought of farmers, which image came to your mind? Definitely it was the male image. Now you can see that here in this picture there are 2 females working in the field, right? So how can you say that only males are the farmers? Why can't we say females are also farmers as well? They are doing planting, they are doing weeding, they are doing harvesting, threshing, multiple things, right? So you can see that 83.6% of working women in India are engaged in agricultural work. Okay students, so with this we come to the next subtopic, that is fewer opportunities and rigid expectations. Now, breaking stereotypes. Stereotype, very important word, which if you remember, you have learned this word in class 6th. Remember when the sentence says that the boys do not cry. That was a stereotype that our society has designed, right? Now it says, why can't the boy cry? Or why can't the girl laugh loudly? So these stereotypes of the society have been broken by some of the names that I have mentioned here. So you can go through these names, like starting with Lakshmi Lakra, who is an engine driver of Northern Railways, first female engine driver. Similarly, Sheila Dowre, first female auto rickshaw driver. Kiran Bedi, I'm sure many of you must have heard, being the first female IPS officer. Anna Raja Malhotra, first IAS officer, and Mary Kom, who would not know her name now. So with this, you will have to do little bit of research activity as well. You will have to name 5 women who were first in their respective field of work. You will have to stick their pictures in the notebook wherever you will be doing assignment questions based on this chapter. Now let's look at the pictures of these first Indian women in different fields whom we discussed in the previous slide. So you can see Anna Raja Malhotra, Sheila Davre, Mary Kom and Kiran Bedi. So we move to the next topic, children, learning for change, schooling and education today. Now when we say learning for change, what does it mean? It means getting education. Education is very important, even you all will agree, right? So going to school is an extremely important part of our life. But in the past, it was a privilege that was for very few people. And who were those privileged ones? They were the boys, the male child from a rich family. Women struggled to learn to read and write. Now you can see the picture here. There's one girl carrying a big pot on her head, perhaps carrying water. But the change has come now where the same girl is going to school and getting education. So definitely the situation has changed, and today both boys and girls attend school, yet the difference remains. So children, now you are going to watch a video based on Begum Ruqayya Sakhawat Hussain, who was the female educationist, and along with her own education, she managed to open school for other girls as well. So dear students, since 1951 till 2011, let's look at the literacy ratio of India. Now you can see, children, that we have the gap of 10 years, 1951, 61, 71, 81 and so on till 2011. Why? Because census is taken after every 10 years. So perhaps you have the census survey only till 2011 and the next one will be in 2021. So as you see, the blue graph denotes female and the red one denotes male, right? Here we are not looking at the total graph of male and female literacy rate, but rather the difference. So you see that in 1951 the gap was much wider between the number of males being literate and the number of females. However, by 2011 this gap reduced to a great extent. So proudly we can say that India's female literacy rate has gone up. Education among young women is rising, of course. And as per the 2011 census, approximately 70% of the country's young female population is literate. Dear students, let's discuss the last topic of your chapter, that is women's movement, and a very important one. Now, whenever we talk of movement, it means struggle. So here, the definition for women's movement is the struggle to improve the situation of women and girls is known as women's movement. Now, there are few features of women's movement, or perhaps you can say parts of women's movement. A women's movement is incomplete without campaigning, without raising awareness, without protesting, and without showing solidarity. So let's take up one by one. Campaigning is to fight discrimination and violence against women, and it forms an important part of women's movement. It also led to new laws being passed, like in 2006 a law against domestic violence was passed. In 1997 a law to protect women against sexual harassment was passed. In 1980s women proudly spoke out against dowry death. Then come to the second feature, that is raising awareness. Raising awareness again is very important, because to raise awareness on women's rights issues through street plays, songs and public meetings. Then comes the third feature, that is protesting. Now protesting is the women's movement raises its voice when violations against women take place. Comes the fourth feature, showing solidarity. The women's movement is also about showing solidarity with other women and causes. So on 8th March, we celebrate International Women's Day. Women all over the world come together to celebrate and renew their struggles. This brings to the end of the chapter. Now there are few instructions for better understanding. Number 1, first of all of you go through the module that I have made for you. Second, you will read the chapter thoroughly. Then again you will read the chapter and watch the module and the videos again. Hope you enjoyed learning this way. Thank you for watching.